Alright, hello gamers, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today, we are starting off in Guild Wars 2. Is it Tuesday? No, it is not. Maybe in some parts of the world, time zones are weird. Lion's Arch is very bright on my face. Giving me a tan. I just realized Blish HUD is not awake. My computer updated last night, which, I never asked for, and I need to wake Blish up, so that is happening just a second. It's Tuesday in the EU. There you go, it's Tuesday in EU. So today, there's quite a few new builds that kind of sprung into existence in Guild Wars 2 as a result of the latest balance patch. And some of those are support builds, which is my favorite thing. And noises, yes, we will be for the Emperor again on Monday. We are going to be trying one of those out today, see if I'm able to play it, and then just see how it goes. That's just it, we're just going to see how it goes. And today is the new Heal Alac Mirage, which,
W-O-O-T Mukluk Snail Mukluk Sip.
which kind of existed before, but not really. It wasn't that great. And supposedly it's a lot better now. There's others that are out, like there's an overhaul to Spectre, there's a Heal Alac Vindicator. But today we're going to spend a few hours focusing on learning how to play the Heal Alac Mirage. And then later on, we're going to work on getting to the very end, or dying, on the Honor Mode BG3. Did I hear Heal Alac Vindy is back? I don't know what you mean by back, because Vindy never had Alacrity before, Nog. But it's a thing as of the most recent patch. Yes, it did. What do you mean? What do you mean, yes, it did? Let's see. Guildhall. I don't think it ever did. Wasn't Alacrity part of the Renegade traits? Rev used to have Alac on Ventari tablet that Vindicator boon hopping extended. Alac Vindy has never existed. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, look, I'm not a Vindy main, so I can't, like, testify to this in a court of law. I don't remember a time where Alacrity Vindicator ever existed. Because it was Herald had quickness, Renegade had Alacrity, Vindicator had nothing. And every single base class had an Alac, a Quick, and a nothing. Like, this whole Vindy getting Alac means that all three elite specializations of the Renegade, or not Renegade, oh my gosh. Revenant. It's too many words in my head. All three elite specializations of Revenant have one of the rare boons, Quickness or Alacrity, which no one else has ever had before. How hard is it to get Legendary Essence of Luck? I need to get 8 for my weenie dog pet. Legendary Essence? Okay, hold on a sec. I don't think you mean what you're saying right now. Hang on. Bank. Okay. Alright. This is Legendary Essence of Luck. This is just a weird reward from certain achievements. I think you might mean Exotic Essences of Luck, which a level 1 Artificer can take any luck and condense it into this. So just make a character, pick up Artificing, move all your luck that you get to that character, and they can condense it into Exotic Luck. And Alacrity used to be tied to the Natural Harmony trait. GW2 Natural Harmony. Hold on, I'll look it up. I'll see if I'm wrong. Actually, again, reduce delay. This healing as a skill. Reduce heal. Use some guitars are powered. Control F. Alacrity. Okay. On the list of changes to Natural Harmony since 2015, Alacrity the word Alacrity has never been on it. According to the wiki, at least. I don't know, I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a Rev main, so I can't testify to that. There's some reward, let's see. There are some rewards tied to the New Year's event that can be purchased with Legendary Essence. You might mean that. Maybe. I'll say the Legendary Essences cannot be made with, Artificer. Only the exotic ones can. The Legendary one, I just know of them from, like, weird achievement rewards. Let's see. And the relic, which name I forgot, gives Alac after dodge. Yeah, but we're talking about builds able to keep up Alacrity 100% uptime to their group. Like, you know, a Mesmer can keep Quick and Alac on themselves, but they can't keep both of them on the whole party at the same time. When people are like, oh, they give Quick and Alac, you know, obviously they're talking about self only. So if you're talking about some like old Vindicator build that, you know, was only giving a little bit of a lack and not 100% uptime to the party, then no one really cared. And yeah, anyone can use relics. It was 100% uptime. I mean, link me something that shows it. I just don't remember that. I don't remember there ever being a time where all 3 elite specializations of any class provided quicker alacrity. I don't remember that ever being a thing before now. And so far, all the links I've been given do not prove that. Maybe it was a thing and I'm just really out of the loop. I don't remember a dedicated Alac Vindy build. I don't either. This person's very passionate about it, though. Let's see. Ranger could when it was on Spirits, if I recall correctly. Ranger giving... I mean, that was kind of a weird one, though. Because it's like, okay, like, during the period of time where you could give alacrity with spirits, and it didn't require you to be a druid, during that time, I think that might have been before Weapon Master specialization, and so because of that, the, like, Heal Untamed could not, you know, like Untamed, Heal Untamed wasn't really a thing. And Heal Soul Beast wasn't really a thing. They just didn't have the healing output the Druid had. So it's like, if they could give a boon, then it didn't matter, because they couldn't support it. That was a log from a Build Videos raid. Oh god, you couldn't have just linked me a video or something? Hang on. Okay, you linked me a... The link you gave me shows a Vindicator providing 70% alacrity to a party. This is certainly not one I would want in my groups. So, I mean, even... okay, so they're generating some alacrity somehow. This still doesn't show. Is your PvP Druid build still viable? Which one? That is Zera logs the entire fight. Let's see. When is this? 3 years ago. Oh my god, this overlay. Yeah, when I said a video, I meant like a build guide or something. Like, this is just someone mashing keys on Zera. I can't see anything from this. For optimal alacrity output, I recommend camping Ventari. Okay, so there's mention of that at least. Pretty easy build. Blah, 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 blah. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I guess it was in some way, shape, or form a thing in the past. But the traits you told me to look up on the wiki have shown no mention of it. Let's see. It was a tiny bit of alacrity tied to Ventari. All Revenants had access to it. I don't remember a dedicated Alac Vindy build. I'll be honest, Mike, I've been a Revenant since Hot. It may have been in theory possible, but it was never a proper meta thing. It was not so optimal run. Dude, okay, I mean, apparently it was a thing. I mean, where I'm looking at a 3-year-old video where someone is providing 70% Alac uptime. I don't know how effective it was. That is interesting, though. That is interesting. What's your favorite topping of pizza? Yo, I'm boring. Just cheese and or pepperoni, and I'm happy. I am happy camper with that. Let's see. Wizard's Gobbler. And crowbar. And grab this. And grab that. Okay. Alright, just gonna go through the characters part of the treasure chest, and then we'll hop on the Mesmer after that. Magnificent chest and swamp. I don't know if it means anything, but phase 2 of that log is 100% lack uptime. Oh, that's good then. I think the main thing I'd be concerned about is if you have to spam your dodges to give alacrity, do you have dodges when you need dodges? But we're talking about a build that apparently went out of date years ago, so it doesn't really matter. Is he like Mirage started with? No, in just a couple minutes. I'm a fan of cheese, but if they got toppings, I'm willing to give it a shot. I do love those with the spicy sauce. Spicy sauce. In my house, whenever we order pizza, we usually get either cheese and or pepperoni for me and my son. And then my wife gets like... What is it? It's like cheese, meat, onions, olives, anchovies. It's like all kinds of stuff. And like, me and my kid just call it the crazy pizza. So, like, if we have leftovers in the fridge, he'll be like, oh, is there any leftovers? I'm like, just crazy pizza. And he's like, oh. So, like, my wife never has to worry about anyone else in the house, like, finishing off her leftovers because we're not touching that. Like, mainly it's the olives and the anchovies. Like, I don't want to touch those. The rest of the stuff on there, I could eat. But those two things, like, I don't need my food looking back at me with beady little eyes. Hey man, hi. Hi, Prashant. No one dodges anymore, we all just face tank. Muck is afraid of tiny fish. Not afraid. Disturbed, maybe? Hanwha? No, I'm not talking to the guy in chat named Disturbed. I was using the word Disturbed. Between Janthier and Secrets of the Obscure, which one should I buy? It depends on which features you want. So, if you care about the story, Soto first. Soto's story takes place before Janthier. If you don't care about the story and you're looking at features, Janthier has spear weapons for all, land people. And it has the homestead, so, you can style your own home if you're into that. Soto has weapon master training and expanded weapon proficiencies, which offer a lot of new weapon options to all of your characters, which gives you a lot of additional builds. So, like, for me, I'd probably choose Soto. Hi, Seth. But if you like one of those sets of features over the other... Oh, also, Soto offers an easier way of getting the Sky Scale. Janthier offers another way of getting the War Claw. Also that. Soto also has Leggy armor. Sure, Soto offers a fourth way to get Leggy armor. Scientific Gobbler is available in the gem store. Thought it wasn't showing up this year. They certainly took a while to put it there. Probably a mistake, I would imagine. Okay. Alright, the daily farm is done. Alright. Let's bring this guy over to the aerodrome and start trying to figure this out. Do you need don't you need Path of Fire to mounts to work? No, Path of Fire was the first expansion they added mounts in. They added more mounts after Path of Fire. That was simply the first one. I started ASAP when Guild Wars 2 launched, just recently returned, so I just finished the Soto Sky Scale. Makes finishing maps so much easier. Yeah. Outside of sales, the Hot and POF bundle is what you want as first expansion. I mean, there's big sales going on right now. Hot and Path of Fire together is like 2 of their largest expansions, but it's also their oldest ones, and it's like $12 for the 2 of them combined, which is an insane deal for like thousands of hours of gameplay. I started ASAP when Guild Wars 2 launch, but just recently returned. I finished Soto Skies, you know. Makes it easier. Do you have a link? I do. I do. Thank you for asking. Hang on just a second here. That's it right there. That's for the standalone client, though, not for Steam, not for Epic. And I think on Epic, there's no sales going on right now. There's just sales going on Steam and on the standalone client. Now the dust has settled a bit, how's the Heel Scourge now? In my opinion, bittersweet. And I'll explain it. They went from insane res potential, insane barrier, bad healing, bad boons. Now, they're insane barrier, good boons, good healing, pretty crappy revive potential. So it's like the thing that set them apart as a healer is mostly gone. They do have Signet of Undeath, just like how Firebrand has a Signet of Mercy. And they've got Last Rites, which helps a little bit. But, like, they've got a skill called Transfusion that used to transfuse health, and now it doesn't have anything to do with transfusing at all. So the skill name doesn't make any sense. Now it just buffs your staff and changes marks. Now, I will say, the new support Necro with staff with the marks, it is fun. It is fun. The quality of life of what they did with the marks is good. But I'm sad about what they lost. I don't know if I would have made that trade, but they lost one awesome thing, and they got a different awesome thing. So it's kind of... Oh, hell, I gotta turn my lamp down. So it's kind of bittersweet. Let's see. Heel Scourge, massively better now. Heel Scourge, it's literally anybody else now. Like, Heel Scourge, it's like, oh, it's a mech. It's barrier and heals and boons. It's completely interchangeable with any Alac support at this point. It's just the same puzzle piece as everybody else now. It's really not. I disagree. I disagree. And I mean the barrier is, you know, it gives barrier like mech, it gives Alac like mech, it has 1 revive, you know, and then it does boons. It's you know, they've nerfed Epidemic into the ground. They've nerfed Boon Rip into the ground. There's still a little bit left, but mostly gone. And now they've removed the revive potential of it. It's not much different from any other Alac provider now. All DPS are the same. They do damage. That's the reason I don't play DPS much. It bores me. Yeah, they all go Unga Bunga. Some go Unga Bunga Fireball, some go Unga Bunga Gun, some go Unga Bunga Bow, and some go Unga Bunga and they slap a foam pool noodle. They all, yeah. Yeah, some do it with dots and some do it directly. There's a reason it's, it's a very straightforward thing to play, yeah. Mug is playing Purple Class. I am on Purple Class, yes. Yeah, I miss when the class had unique identities. I do too, and again, the current Heel Scourge is solid. Just like every other support. It no longer has the uniqueness it had before. And it's got a couple of things that it could do, you know, maybe better than others, like Spectral Grasp, but most of its unique stuff over the last... Like, the amount of stuff it had that really set it apart, like 4 years ago, like 75% of it's gone. Rest in peace, Banner Warrior. Dude, that was awesome, too. I really like that. Banner Warrior was great. Druid is the most versatile healer, I think. I think right now, I don't know if it's the most versatile. It definitely has the best res potential right now. Because Ally's Aid is like a guaranteed res with like a 1 minute cooldown. Spirit of Nature or Glyph of the Star. Glyph of the Stars has a 48-second cooldown and it reses like up to 10 people. Search and Rescue has like another 48-second cooldown, guaranteed reses someone. It's got possibly more revive potential than the Necro ever had, or near on par with it. Removing the pull on transfusion was necessary. Adding a cast time would have made it okay. IMO, but it going is not a bad thing. The easiest way that they could have balanced that is put an internal cooldown on it. If you have been saved by transfusion, like if you were pulled by it, you get a debuff, and you can't be pulled by it again for 3 minutes. Something like that. You know, you don't want to be able to spam revives? Fine, let them do it once, and then it goes on cooldown. However, just completely deleting the transfusing health, like, because they not only removed the pull, they removed the heal. They removed the heal that would go from you out to other people. They removed that too, and then they just added the snap thing. So it lost 2 features. And I don't think removing the pull was necessary. Search and Rescue still has a pull. The air revive on Elementalist revive, that one still has a pull. Like, there are other classes that still have pull revives. An internal cooldown does not change the broken bit. The fact that it was instant and grab people out of AoE. Even a Druid res has a delay. No, Search and Rescue is instant. Allies Aid is instant. The only one with a delay is Spirit of Nature and Glyph of the Stars. So 2 of the 4 are instant. And you know what they have? Search and Rescue is 1 target. Yes, it is, but it's instant. Try Heal Mirage. That's what we're about to do. That is what we're about to do. Scrapper Healer isn't a thing in PvE. It is. Scrapper Healer is a thing in PvE. It provides quickness to its party, boons, and support. Yeah. But, I mean, at this point, though, flavor should not trump balance, IMO. Yes, but balance doesn't mean everybody has to be the same. Right? So, balance is the reason that they took away spirit buffs from Ranger. Balance is the reason that they took away banners from Warriors. Stuff like that, right? Like, oh, well, the other 8 classes don't have banners, so you're not allowed to have them either. Stuff, right? That's balance. But they also removed all the flavor. They're, in my opinion, and this is going into the realm of opinion, it is better to have classes that excel at different things that sets them apart. Like, when you're able to do something that you're the only one in the group that can do it, and you, like, you know, save the group, it feels amazing, right? So, like, I'm going to use World of Warcraft as an example because it is a game that I played before this one. You know, only warlocks could summon people to the party if they were, like, on the other side of the world and they were, like, late to raid. That was something unique to them. Or only a mage could summon infinite food if people needed food, stuff like that. Like, everybody had features that really set them apart from the others. For a long time in Guild Wars 2, there was just, you know, only Chronos gave quickness and Alac. And it's like, okay, well, that kind of sucks. There's literally only one class, and you have to have it in every single group. All right, that's too niche. We need to spread that out a little bit. In my opinion, they went too far, and now freaking everybody does it. And it's just completely at the other end of the spectrum. Like, if you want everybody to have quickness and alacrity, just bake it in baseline. Just shave off 20% to all the cooldowns and say, there's your alacrity, and just shave off, you know, swing time, and then just say, there's your quickness, and then, you know, just stop, like, giving it to everybody, because it's clutter. Yeah. Then it feels mandatory to have every single, then it feels mandatory to have in every single more demanding encounter. Next step is removing Alac quickness completely. I think they're too deep in for that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they themselves, or actually, I say they, one of the devs themselves in an interview said if they could go back in time, they would not have added that. Like, that was a massive mistake. Put the boons behind a paywall. The paywall? Sorry, if you want above 10 stacks of might, that'll be $9.99 a month.
ArtSmith97 raided my stream with 5 viewers.
Hey, ArtSmith, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Welcome. The pull on transfusion was multi-target. Glyph on Ellie is single. Depends on the stance you're in. One of the glyphs hits 3 targets. The multi-target boon and lack of cooldown is what makes transfusion broken. The thing is, though, is at the time that Necromancer had the multi-pull transfusion on instant, it was terrible at boons, and it was terrible at healing. It was good at saving people from the brink of death and barrier. So if it was in an experienced group, it would get bored and not be able to pull its weight because everybody was good and didn't go down much. It was a tool for training groups. I stand by the fact that it was a sacrifice to have one of those join your party in place of someone else, because you either had less healing or you had less damage. And in exchange for that, you had better chance of saving someone that might go down, because that was their thing. They were a necromancer. They excelled at saving someone from the brink of death. I think that was a really awesome class favor. And I think that it is unfortunate that, because like, if they, I don't know, let's make something up here. Let's say they completely delete Heal Tempest for some reason. And it's like, okay, well, Heal Tempest is gone, but, I could play a Druid or Heal Kata that's kind of similar. There's nothing like that for people that mained Heal Scourge. For people that mained Heal Scourge before, it wouldn't surprise me if some of them just quit the game. There is nothing else like that. There's, if they completely delete, Longbow Soul Beast, you could go to Rifle Mech and it plays kind of the same, But with this, it's like they deleted a play style, and there's nothing else in this game that provides that play style. So, I find that sad. That is something, I've literally gotten people to switch MMOs to Guild Wars 2 by telling them about Heal Scourge, and there's been some other builds as well. Not Vindicator. Vindicator scares people away from Guild Wars 2. I try to hide that one. But it's one of those things. It's like Mesmer. Mesmer is something unique to Guild Wars. There's not many other MMOs that have an illusionist. There's some, but not many. So like, it's a unique thing. If someone's really into that, we got that. But if someone really likes bards, we don't have that. Our entire boon system is similar to bards in other games. Just everyone's a bard. So, if someone really likes playing bard, it's like, no, we don't have that. And they go somewhere else. What's wrong with Vindicator? They look stupid. If their thighs are strong enough to leap into orbit every 2 seconds, they should just kick the boss and he would explode. But they're too stupid to do it. Anyway, it's sad. I saw this way back when Heal Tempest started. People were so obsessed with Heal Druid that I received a lot of toxicity trying to play a different heal option. When I first started playing and streaming this game, like 6-7 years ago, I was always playing Heal Druid, and everybody only wanted Firebranded groups. So I always had to make my own groups because I wasn't allowed to join in anybody else's. Like going boing, boing, boing. No, it just looks dumb. Let's see. No Scourge player could get into a decent group because of it. Now they're a good pick. I don't think being a cheese bot is a place now. Cheese bot? Again, the main issue, right, was that they could save people over and 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 over. What if they could just save someone once, and then it just goes on an internal cooldown for like 3 minutes, and then if they screw up again, they're dead? That was my proposal, was just put an internal cooldown of it. And keep in mind, this was after they nerfed Boon Rip into the ground. This is after they nerfed Epidemic into the ground, and after they started to nerf Spectral Grasp into the ground, but everybody complained, so they backed off on that one. So, again, 75% of the stuff that makes the Scourge really unique is gone now, and it's just interchangeable with a Mechanist. It's not much different. I think Heal Scourge has many different aspects that differentiate it from other healers, rather than it being mainly Resbot. Well, now, yeah, because it is no longer a Resbot. It is not one any longer. Hi there, Muck and Chat. I have a dumb question. I have just returned to Guild Wars 2. How do I find out what the last expansion I purchased was? Drethan, you promised me a dumb question. This is not dumb. How dare you? I believe if you go to the Guild Wars 2 ArenaNet, like go to the ArenaNet website, just go to Google and type in ArenaNet. You can sign in there with your Guild Wars 2 account, and you can look at your account and see all the stuff that you own on your account. Alac Renegade tended to be better. I had a bit of heals and could help people recharge their 6 skill and everything else. I miss Mesmer, Phantom, still another illusion. Druid is popular for T4s as well, for boons, not necessarily because the heal is needed. Yeah, that one's fine. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, anyway, we're kind of going in circles here. We went way off on a tangent, just talking about my thoughts on like Heal Scourge stuff. I said it, it's done, and those of you that disagree with me, you can take heart in the fact that I have no control over game balance. So, today we are looking at Heal Alac Mirage. We're on Purple Muck, we've dusted him off, and I was waiting for people that are smarter than me with Mesmer to put a build guide out. Been keeping an eye on like Guild Gen and Hardstuck and Snowcrows. Snowcrows put out a build on it, which I am looking at right now, and I'm going to try to copy this and see if I'm able to make it work. So, first off, weapons. It's rifle, scepter, shield. Okay, so rifle. Do I have a scepter? That's. I don't think I have a legendary scepter. I got that one. Okay, I got an ascended scepter. All right, that'll have to do. And shield. Okay. And let's see, monk on the armor. Let's see. What? Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Harriers on the armor, monk is the runes. Okay, harriers. Come on. And monk. All right. All right, and jewelry is all over the damn place. Okay, hold on, let's go to weapons. Weapons are all harriers. And and transference and paralyzation. Okay. Para, and Tran, and wait, didn't I put harriers on this already? Para. All right, let me see this for a sec. Hold on. Harrier, Tran, Para, Tran, Para. Okay. All right, cool. This is just heal chrono, but trash, no. Dude, I'm not even done copying the build yet. It's trash. It's terrible. How dare you put this in my eyes? Yeah, I don't know. Supposedly this got way better after last Tuesday, and it's just one of the ones on my radar to check it out. Okay, these are all different. Oh my god. Giver. All right, other accessory is Harrier. And the relic is Phoebe. All right. Giver amulets. And rings. One is Giver, one is Harrier. And I think that one's already Harrier. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. Did I put Runes of the Monk on already? Yes, I did. And we got sigils. We got all that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, good. All right. How do I turn him into a tater? Oh, the channel points. Let's see. It's not trash, but Chrono is better. As Chrono has Q or A, there's no reason to take Mirage unless you really enjoy it. I'm going to try it out. We'll see. I will say immediately one thing that I will probably miss when I try this is Well of Precognition. Oh, that is such a fun ability. That is such a fun ability. Okay, what do we got here? Chaos and Inspiration. All right. Okay, and dude meditating, Moa, and 3 utilities. What do we put there? Oh, why y'all doing the party potato? Okay, fine. Fine. And there's the chip. Okay. Literally the exact same as Heal Chrono. I know! You've said it twice! I got a lot of points to go to someone make Taylor. I appreciate it. Yes. You can double click instead of right click to change stats. What? How dare you teach me something new after 9,000 hours? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I admit it. Okay, let's see. What's next? Most common tools you would use. Mantra of Concentration for Aegis and Stability. Okay, hang on. What does that look like? Another meditating dude. This is like when you play Paladin in WoW and every single button is a hammer. Mantra of Resolve to cleanse conditions. Feedback to reflect projectiles. What's the button for feedback look like? That one. They're all purple. Signet of Domination and Mantra of Distraction for more break bar damage. Portal for group mobility. Muck you if you need a portal. Just die. Blink. Mimic. Okay. See, equipment notes. You could replace your shield with a focus to gain access to pull, but you need Mantra of Pain to make up for the loss of might from Tides of Time. Scepter can freely be replaced with sword for additional breakbar damage with Mirage Thrust. Trait notes. You can take Medic's feedback to revive allies, but never use it on Cairn or Matthias. Oh, because of the bubble. Cast feedback when reviving an ally. Feedback revives allies inside its dome. It says revive percentage 5%. Is that 5% per second? Or is it just a single tick of 5% and you got to do the other 95? Medic's feedback. Hang on. Let me see what the wiki says. Feedback only activated when you're ready. This goes off cooldown. Target. You must stop running and start again. Because it's triggered. I think it's per second. Well, this tooltip's terrible. They need to update it. It doesn't say it on the wiki either. Yeah, read it. Doing it as read, you would think it's a single tick of 5%. Okay. Let's see. Signet of Inspiration can be combined with blurred inscriptions to provide frequent Aegis and boon extension. Skill, reference guide, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Okay, what do we got? So, Mantra of Recovery. Do I have to charge the Mantra? Okay, that's right. Is it Firebrand that their mantras charge automatically? This guy's doesn't? Oh gosh, I have to etch a sketch in the air. Okay. Medic feedback is insane. You run at normal feedback too. You use Relic of Flock and cast your heal. You can hear insta-revive Peepos. What is it competing with? Heal allies around you when you use a charge of a mantra. I don't know how much of my healing that's going to be providing. It's a pretty sizable increase to this. Let's see. Alright. Oh, God, there's so much information here. Alright, rotation concepts. Use Mind Rack. F1. And Cry of Frustration. F2. As much as possible with at least 2 clones to trigger Dune Cloak. Shatter skills grant Mirage Cloak if you have enough clones present. Gaining Mirage Cloak recharges Mind Rack and Cry of Frustration. Okay. This provides you a Mirage Cloak, allowing you to use ambush skills such as Effervescence or Ether Barrage to provide alacrity due to Mirage Mantle. Ambush skills give alacrity. Okay. You can also manually dodge to gain Mirage Cloak. Each Mirage Cloak you get will reduce the cooldown of Mind Rack and Cry Frustration, creating a positive feedback loop. For Might and Fury, you will want to use Mind Rack, F1, Tides of Time, Jesus Christ, what is this? I wish this was on anywhere else. It's Shield 5. Thank you. Grant boons to nearby allies as you launch a wave of temporal energy that damages and stops enemies it passes through, then returns to you. Oh, that thing. Okay. Touching the returning wave increases recharge. Okay. Mind Fury, Mind Rack, Shield 5, and Inspiring Imagery. Throw an Inspiring Beacon to a target location. The beacon will explode after a short duration, granting boons. The beacon can be detonated early to heal allies and damage enemies. Okay. Alright. Make sure not to use Abstraction, as it prevents Inspiring Imagery from giving might. So that's just hitting 3 twice. Don't hit 3 twice. Cry of Frustration. F2. Will also provide protection and vigor and a good chunk of regen thanks to Illusionary Defense. Grant prot to nearby allies when you use shatter skills too. Bountiful Disillusionment. Grant stability when you use a shatter skill. Grant additional boons to nearby allies based on which shatter. F2 gives vigor. Okay. And chaotic transference, respectively. Gaining chaos aura grants boons to nearby allies. Grants regen and concentration and expertise. Okay, how am I granting chaos aura to people? Gain chaos aura when you use your second shatter skill. Chaos aura grants you increased condition damage for a short time. All right, that's giving me chaos aura. Am I giving the chaos aura to others in some way? Oh, you don't have to give allies chaos aura. It's just when you get chaos aura, you give them boons. Okay. So every time I hit F2, that's such a roundabout way of saying when you hit F2, you give regen to your allies. Okay, got it. Med feedback is insane. If you run normal feedback too and use a relic of flogging, you skill instant revive. As audience to self-discovery generates makes it really fun. And it's definitely not for you as long as you enjoy your time. Let's see. Wait, what's going on? Have you ever thought about streaming Guild Wars 2 on Kick? At the moment, Rose is the largest Guild Wars 2 streamer there, so it's Wild West as Guild Wars 2 goes. No. I have too many problems with Kick as a website. And no, Twitch and YouTube are not perfect either. But one, I got too many issues with Kick, like, as a website. They've done some pretty heinous stuff, and their owners seem to encourage it. Plus the fact that the whole thing is basically funded by, like, getting people addicted to gambling. And also, sponsors, from what I've seen, like, the sponsors I know don't really want to work with people over there. So I think it would actually hurt me monetarily if I were to do that. So, no, maybe in the future, maybe if it gets cleaned up a bit, but right now it seems better to avoid that. Rifle 3-3 gives Chaos Aura, if I remember right. Yeah, but if I do 3-3, it doesn't get Fury and Might. I just want to do it. I mean, hang on, I'll check. Yeah, it did give Chaos Aura, it gave regen, but then you lose the Fury and the Might. Okay, use Mantra of Recovery. Power Return. To provide swiftness via Relic of Phoebe, and the remaining regen due to Metaphysical Rejuvenation. What the fuck? What? Metaphysical? What is this? There. Grant regen to nearby allies when you use a healing skill. Alright. Is this... Now, I'm curious. Is this one of those situations where I want to use all the charges of the mantra, including the last one? Or do I want to never use the last charge? Like, I remember periods of time where it's been one and where it's been the other. Let's see. Generating clones. As you might have noticed, you've been eating a lot of clones. Generate them through Mantra of Recovery and Power Return to trigger Ego Restoration. Create a clone when you use a healing skill. No, it didn't. You need a target. Okay, it doesn't say that. It just says makes a clone. I have a target. Still not making clones. Let's see, clone skills like Journey, Illusionary Counter Spell, or Scepter. You have to be in combat. You know, you keep adding requirements. Next I'm going to be in combat and it's not going to work and you're going to say, oh, you have to have more than 100 gold in your wallet. And then I'm going to do that and you're going to be like, oh, you had to be on one leg. And then I'm going to do that and you're going to be like, oh, it's not a full moon. Muck you. Mesmers suck. All right, hang on. Clone skills like Journey, Illusionary Counter, and Counterspell, or Scepter auto chain attacks. Phantasms finishing their attack. You can create Phantasms by using Phantasmal Sharpshooter, Echo of Memory, Deja Vu, or Phantasmal Warden. You have to be in space? Yeah. Play using Wii board. Key Mesmer mechanics clones only exist in combat. Hey, guess what I don't main? I'm just saying that as someone trying Mesmer and looking at the guide and looking at the tooltips, it's not mentioned anywhere. Maybe that should be freaking added, either on Snowcrows or in-game, because it doesn't say that anywhere. Like, I could absolutely see this confusing new people. Let's see. Journey. What the hell is Journey? Rifle 2. So Rifle 2, shoot a bullet through a portal, it appears above the target location, explodes, damaging enemies, healing allies, create a clone. Okay. Okay. Alright. So 2 and 3 for boons. Oh my god, doing that cast time in combat. Ugh. Okay, and then on the other weapon, illusionary counter spell. So 2-2. All right, so the 2 on both weapons makes clones. Let's see. Must be the normal hopping on one leg patty. Yeah. I guess they expect you to know some core Mesmer mechanics before specializations. Probably. Serum has a simplified version of this as a vid. It's quite good and easy to pick up. Yeah, Snowcrows is awesome. They are incredibly intelligent people. But I've been saying for a long time, they need to have a version of their guides written where it just says, like, F2 and not cry of frustration, you know? Because when I'm looking at this as someone who doesn't know Mesmer, I am constantly going, what the hell is that? What the hell? It's like, they'll be like, oh, bountiful disillusionment. And I'm like, okay, that. You know, like, it never just says, like, the button. Or Scepter 2. Things like that. Crying Frustration provides protection and vigor and a good chunk of regen thanks to... Use Mantra Recovery Power Turn to provide swiftness via Relic of Phoebe. And the remaining regen with Metaphysical. Okay, does Relic of Phoebe have an ICD? 10-second ICD. Okay. So you're generating clones. You might have noticed you've been needing a lot of clones. Mantra Recovery, Power Return. So your heal, your Rifle 2, the second tap of Scepter 2, Phantasms from Phantasmal Sharpshooter. That's 4. Echo of Memory, Deja Vu, or Phantasmal Warden. Echo of Memory's Rifle 4. So do you have to finish the... Yeah, you have to fully channel it for that one. Deja Vu or Phantasmal Warden. Where's Deja Vu? Okay, hold on. I need to leave combat. Do this 2-hour-long cast time to get swiftness. Let's see. Remove, respawn. I disagree, Muck. If they were smart, you and we would not have the problem you're having right now. No. Hold on. So we're just talking about, like, programmers right now, right? Like, programmers are incredibly smart people that usually suck at people's skills. Right? There's different kinds of smart. I'm here as kind of like an intermediary, right? I'm putting myself in the shoes of someone who doesn't know much about Mesmer because I play it like once every 3 months for 5 minutes. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, this could be a lot clearer. This could be a lot clearer, you know? So, like, I'm an example of the Mesmer noob. Yes, I'm experienced in Guild Wars. No, I'm not experienced in Mesmer. And I'm like, god dang, I can look at this and for 5 minutes and be like, wow, these tooltips are terrible. Like, one, from what talking to you guys, this right here says it revives someone by 5%. That's what it says. Now, you guys have told me that you think it's 5% per pulse for 6 seconds, for a total of 30. That's a lot different than 5, right? So this tooltip is terrible in 2 seconds. And then, turning over to Snow Crows, it says, Mantra of Recovery / Power Return to trigger Ego Restoration, clone skills like Journey, Illusionary Counter, Counterspell, and Auto Chain attacks, Phantasms from Phantasmal Sharpshooter, Echo of Memory, Deja Vu, and Phantasmal Warden. So now I need to look up, what is Mantra of Recovery, Power Return, Ego Restoration, Journey, Illusionary Counter, Counterspell, Phantasmal Sharpshooter, Echo of Memory, Deja Vu, Phantasmal Warden. So in that little block of text, there was 10 ability names that I have to find where they are because it doesn't say. They know my opinions on that. Like, I've been telling them that for years. Okay. All right. Where were we? All right. So let's start piecing this together. So first off, what is more important, the F1 or the F2? They both give vigor. The F2 gives regen. The F1 gives might. All right, so let's see. Healing. Your healing sustain mainly comes from a combination of regen and you and your clones using friendly fire. Friendly fire, is that the ambush? Oh, that's kind of cool. That's the new ambush. Blarg! They took away the flamethrower from the Engie and gave it to this guy. Alright, so... Oh my god. I just realized I can't see the tooltip for the ambush while I'm in combat. Let's see. Remove, respawn. Okay, what is this? Come on. Effervescence. Damage, healing, vigor, alacrity. Okay. There's a skill reference guide. Right, but the skill reference guide has the same problem. The skill reference... Here, let me try to show you here. Give me just a second. All right, so right now, it's like, I'm reading this, right? And it's like, Cry of Frustration provides, I'm like, okay, where's Cry of Frustration? Okay, there it is right there, right? So I'm like, look at guide, look at game, look at guide, look at game. With the other thing, it's, where is it? Skill reference guide, okay? So with the skill reference guide, I'm like, okay, let's see. I need to use illusionary counter. Okay, where's illusionary counter? And I have to scroll up. Here it is, scepter, illusionary counter 2. It's the same thing. I'm looking at text, gotta search somewhere else. Looking at text, gotta search somewhere else. This is literally the exact same as me going back and forth from the game to here, because I'm having to go from here up to here back and forth. It's... I can't even honestly say it's a step in the right direction, because it provides the exact same problem. You have to go back and forth between A and B, which is the exact same as just looking at it in the game. Okay, done with that. Let's see, sustained, using clones and friendly fire. Friendly fire, do note that clones friendly fire. Hold on, where is friendly fire? What is that? Where's that? Oh, that's the one, okay. That's the one when you're not ambushing. Clone's friendly fire heals significantly less than your own. Additionally, you'll be constantly summoning illusions, upkeep boons, which will also heal with illusionary inspiration. What the hell is that? Membrane, persistence, mantras, power cleanse, restoration. Illusionary inspiration. Increase healing to allies, so summoning an illusion also heals allies. Okay. All right. Most of your burst healing is relatively small. You'll have to combine multiple sources to create big healing bursts when required. Singularity shot before big attack to reduce the damage your party takes. Shoot a bullet at a target location that explodes upon arrival, granting resistance and barrier to allies. Singularity lingers at the point of impact. Collapse the singularity, creating a single-use portal to... Okay, yeah, nobody's going to click on that. Okay, so 5 is a barrier. What's the casting delay? Like 1 second. It's not too long. Okay. So 5 for big barrier. All right. Freely use journey for burst heal. Journey. Shoot a bullet through a portal. It reappears above the target. Oh, only 5-second cooldown. Okay, so yeah, just spam this. Guild Gen guides are much more player friendly. That is true. Guild Gen does has the rotations written in an easier to read way. However, Gilgen does not currently have a guide for the new Alac Mirage, I don't think. That's why we're using this one. Use Singularity Shot for a big attack to reduce the damage of party attacks. Effervescence, that was the gun ambush, is your most consistent burst heal, but requires Mirage Cloak. Get Mirage Cloak through dodging, using a Shatter with at least 2 clones to trigger Dune Cloak, or using a Mirage utility skill, which provides a Mirage Cloak. Your eyes. So here's a question. Mantra of Concentration, say, charge a spell that will break stuns and grant boons to nearby allies when this spell fully charges. Does it break the stun on allies or only you? Spell that will break stuns and grant stability to nearby allies. So I'm not sure if that stun break is self-only or if it's group stun break. Like, protect me. It's only you if I recall. Okay. AoE stun break. Oh, great. 50-50 already. Using shatters or mantras will provide a bit of healing due to restorative illusions and restorative mantras, respectively. Okay. Break stun on allies, I believe. Aegis only on initial cast. It's a 50-man stun break. Wait, it doesn't give Aegis every time? Oh god, does only the long cast give Aegis? Holy Jesus. That's useless. 2.25 second cast Aegis. That might as well not be there. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay, rotation concepts. Let's see. Remove Golem, respawn. Let's see, and I'm not getting quickness from anything, am I? No. Adjust self, add boons. Quickness. All right, so there's quickness on me. And I guess I'll do like a birthday cake too. All right. Let's see. F4 gives Aegis to allies when you get distortion. Do you have to have dudes to shatter, or can you use it even if you don't have any guys? God, it's a freaking 50-second cooldown though. Okay, Muck, if you need Aegis, just run the Soul variant. I don't know what that means. Like you could be trolling me right now and I'm not even sure. Okay. You know what's crazy? Is unlike almost every other guide I've seen on Snowcrows, there's no opener. Most of their guides will say, like, oh, as an opener, you want to do this, 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 and this to get those boons up as fast as possible. There's nothing here for that. Hold on, let's look at their little video. Hold on, I don't want to get copyright claimed. Let's do this. Okay, can't full screen it for some reason. Okay, so... Alright, what's he starting with? That's rifle, I think? Alright. Alright, 3. Weapon swap 5. Weapon swap 3. Wait, what? What? What is this? What? What are these numbers? Hold on. Use heal, heal, blarg, crouch snipe, blarg, up left blarg, dance, and block and decapitate. F1 and F2 on cooldown. What? Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna put this over here. Alright. So, 3, weapon swap, 5. Okay. Use heal. And rifle, 2 and 4. me see here. Any real difference from Chrono Heal? It's harder to understand. That might just be a me problem, though. Oh, wait, I hit 3 twice. Wasn't supposed to do that. I wonder, do I need... Okay, hold on. There was a reason for shattering with 2 clones. You need to dodge a lot more? I need to do a lot more. What was the reason for dodging for 2 clones? Your clones, there's so many illusions. Chrono Heal is easier to understand with skills that generate clone skills that don't, and which moves provide each skill. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Use Mind Rack and Cry as much as possible. Cry as much as possible. I'm already crying. With at least 2 clones to trigger Dune Cloak. Dune Cloak, skills that grant Mirage Cloak if you have enough clones present. Shatter skills grant Mirage Cloak if you have 2 clones. That's why. That's why. Okay. I don't think my 3 or my 4 really do anything for me. Oh my god, drawing these mantras in the air is so slow. Hey, good question. What class is good in PvP for a beginner? Reaper? Reaper's pretty straightforward. Get in their face and spin. There's really no wrong answer. I would say there's a couple of classes that have a much higher skill ceiling, but then like the other 20 classes are all fine. Is, you know, just any of them that you dedicate some time to, you'll be able to pick up. Is Hunter okay? You mean Ranger? Yeah, Ranger's solid. I'm experiencing a problem with this build, chat, that I remember having long ago. And it's that I'm having to spend all of my time staring down at the bar. And that's something that I think would go away with enough muscle memory. But I think today it's going to be a nightmare. So what was that one? Oh wait, I've not even. Hold on. Am I keeping up Fury? What am I giving Fury from? Oh, I think it was the 3. I think that was it. For Mirage, concentration on getting your dodges and ambushes sorted first. That's key to the build. Alacrity, we got 20 seconds stacked on Alacrity. I think the main thing with the ambush is keeping the Alac up, right? think we're doing a decent job of keeping the boons up right now. Might just slipped a little. Okay, there we go. Rifle ambush does a lot of healing. Yeah, but you're not always in rifle ambush. You're weapon swapping to scepter shield constantly, aren't you? So you don't always have access to the rifle. Okay. Alright. I was able to keep up most of the boons there most of the time. Let me look back at the video. Hang on a sec. Hold on. What is the purpose of the scepter here? That's clone generation. You can get that on either weapon. Those... Let's see. Is that used anywhere? Let's see. Grant boons to nearby allies. Tides of Time is swiftness and 8 stacks of might. But I get swiftness from Relic of Phoebe. So do I need those mites? Hold on, so I'm wondering, do they only use the shield for the opener, or are they swapping to it the whole time? Hold on, let me watch this for a bit. Alright, so right now he's got rifle in hand. He's just swapped to it. Yeah, he does swap back. Okay, so it's not just for the opener. Hold on, what was that? You can swap your shield for a focus. If you do, take and use Dancing Man to cover for lost might. Mantra of Pain. Meditate, charge a spell that will damage your target. Grant might to nearby allies when the spell is fully charged. I don't think he reads YouTube chat that often if you want to ping him. What's up? Let's see. Someone to poke him for me. SCSH isn't that needed? What does that mean? Snow Crows and Shadowheart isn't needed? It gives only might when you're charging it, just like the Aegis. Oh, Scepter Shield. Scepter and Shelf? Oh, my bad. CC and Clone Gen primarily. Prot out time from the Phantasm. I think I had Prot covered. I don't even think I was using the 4, and I think I had Prot covered. Mainly from, what was it? Cry of Frustration? Hold on. Where was I getting the Prot? Yeah. It was this. I think that was where I was getting most of my Prot from. Let me see. So someone actually asked them in a comment section. They said, what about rifle build with Sigil of Energy for more dodges? Also, wouldn't pressing F3 off cooldown give a lot more fury, which would allow you to use your Rifle 3 for healing? And they said Rifle 3 and F1 only keep up 22 might stacks, so it needs an additional source of might, either Mantra of Pain or Shield 5. This also means you can't use Rifle 3 for healing unless you want to drop half of your might, but you can technically run Rifle with Mantra of Pain. The moment you need a focus, you'll instantly drop one of your rifles, though. Upside to all of it, you can keep F3 for CC, since it's a 400 breakbar damage skill, or F520 with superior sigil of paralyzation. Is it... The CC on this, does it scale with, like, the number of clones? I think it does. So you need 3 clones to get the most out of this. Upside, let's see. As far as I know, Parasigil doesn't matter for F3 since dazes that are shorter than 1 second get rounded up to 100 Defiance anyway. Saying that recharges shatters, whatever it's called, will cover your might. Does this build have any Condi Cleanse in it other than the Mantra of Resolve? Kind of surprised Effervescence doesn't cleanse conditions. Shatters? Shatters remove 1 condition. Rifle 3. So if you double-click Rifle 3, and then you forego giving Might and Fury, which then Might and Fury would drop until it comes back up. It is 1 Condi Cleanse per clone, I believe. Okay. Signet of Illusions for Shadow Recharge. My question is, what would I give up? So this is group stability, which I feel like that should never come off the bar. Feedback, I guess, would be dependent upon the fight. Resolve... Shatters give enough stab. Where's the stability coming from? Who is that? Hockey. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Welcome. Hold on a sec. I'm looking for anything with a stability icon. Gain stability when you use a shatter skill. Okay, so this doesn't give stability to allies. This is just you. Except the F4, which has a 50-second cooldown. Yeah, F4 is group stability. Okay. Alright. I mean, Mantra of Concentration is not bad. 15, what is that? 2 second, and then 2 second, and then 15-second cooldown for a stability. That's pretty amazing. Most other classes have a much longer cooldown on their stability button. So Mantra of Concentration is not bad. I like Well of Precog more, though. I would think I would... assuming the Condi Cleanse from these is enough, probably take a Mantra of Resolve off or Feedback. I mean, Feedback is fight-specific. You would just take feedback for certain encounters, I would imagine. Let's see. What was the thing? Signet of Illusions. Recharge Shatter Skills. I run Stab Mantra and 2 Signets. What's the other Signet you use? Let's see. Grant Swiftness and an additional random boon every 10 seconds. Extends duration of all boons. Probably not that. Improve condition damage, stun your foe. Maybe that. CC. Improve expertise, blind your foes, and stealth yourself. Let's see. For extra Condi Cleanse on my Chrono, sometimes I'm using Null Field. Not sure about H Mirage. Maybe change feedback to Null Field. The one that gave random buffs. Why the heck would you take... This doesn't affect your party, though, does it? This is just you. Why would you take this? Scepter 2 and Shield 4 give you boons and clones only when you block an attack. False. Shield 4 gives you a clone when it fully channels. The 2 is only when you block an attack. The 4 will give you a clone no matter what. Null Field, not Signet. Hold on. But what is... Okay, hold on. I gotta read all of these until I find one that says Null Field. Give me a second. Null Field. Create a field of energy that rips boons from foes and cures conditions on allies. Oh! 25-second cooldown, 6 pulses. Oh, yeah, shoot. So that removes 6 conditions from the party. That's huge. Yeah, I would almost certainly want that more than the... I mean, well, Mantra Resolve is, what is it, 3? And then 3? Wait, what? The long cast cures 13 conditions off of you, but it takes like an hour to cast it. That's crazy. The only other move I know of that does that is Signet of PETA on the ranger that takes all condies on you. Just all of them. It moves them to your pet, and then your pet explodes. How many fights even have that much condi spam? It's not that much. Like Slothosaur comes to mind. Soulless Horror is another. But it's a minority. It's not like tons. Anka. Yeah, Anka. What does this look like? Oh, it's that thing. Okay. Alright. Honestly, you could do Soulless Horror with a Scourge. I mean, you could do anything with a Scourge now. It's interchangeable. So, based on what I've seen so far, I'd absolutely take the new Scourge over this, though. Because the Scourge can do all of this, and then it also has Barrier. Like, constant, massive Barrier. Whereas this just has Barrier. For just a few seconds. Hey, look, about time we actually provide stability. Yeah. What's up?
38 months straight. I think this Mukluk guy is kinda entertaining.
Thank you, Arlen. Appreciate the support. Welcome. Alright. Alright, Shard's the mantra. And that's the one for stability. And... could take Null Field or the Condition Cleanse. I mean, either it's a Null Field or the other one for Condition Cleanse would be fine. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? God damn it, what did I have there? That one. Alright. Draw pictures of the air. Mirage puts out a hell of a lot of healing and sustain, not burst, but IMO Chrono is just better. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few classes that put out hell of a lot of healing. And I'm not saying this is unusable. I'm just saying I'm comparing this, or my mental image of what this is so far. I'm comparing it to, like, Heal Scourge, which we just did, you know, yesterday. Well, sorry, Tuesday. And Heal Scourge has all of this, plus it keeps, like, you have 50% more max health because of the constant barrier spam. Double Rifle loses a bit of might, so outside of that, the Scepter and Shield offers nothing else. Scepter and Shield also helps keep prot up if you were struggling with that. I don't think I was. And it gives you additional blocks if you're on a fight where a block is really useful, I guess. I guess. Alright, so let's try this out. So, and then Mirage Cloak and Blarg, and fully channel this, and do this, and do this, and do that. And that doesn't do anything right now. And ambush again, and do that, and do that. And shatter. And recharge our shatters, and do another shatter. And dude, fully channeling that thing just to make a phantom feels terrible. That is such a long time that you're just sitting there, I'm doing nothing. Alright, well, we're keeping those boons up. We're doing heals. We're doing occasional cleansing. I think I get the gist of it. The next step would be being able to do this without having to stare down at the keyboard the whole time. Dude, I hate those long periods of time where you're like drawing the thing in the air and it looks like you went AFK. Alright, reset the signets. Or, sorry, use the signet to reset the shatters, I meant. Staring at the keyboard is how you play Mesmer. Almost 3k DPS, by the way. Yeah, I don't want to brag or anything, but I will. Oh, I should not have done that. Alright, reset the shatters. I messed up there. Remember ambush fires a flamethrower of healing confetti? Yeah. Well, one of them does. Oh. Hang on. Remove, respawn. Alright, let me catch up. Let's see. Your CC from Mirage is way over what Scourge can easily without affecting the build too much too. Disagree. Scourge Golem charge is absolutely massive, and the bigger the boss is, the more CC it does. The Golem charge is always with the Scourge, and that's a huge amount. Additionally, the F4 Fear does 200, I think 200 CC per second. It does like 200, so like the F4 Fear. Staff 5 is another Fear, and Torch 5 is a knockdown. So no matter what weapon you have in your hand, you've got access to 3 massive CCs on Scourge at any time. Now, in terms of the fastest CC within 1 second, I don't think anything in the game beats Signet of Humility. Because it's just, boom! It's just one massive slap from God. I don't think anything in the game beats that. But in terms of, like, CC on demand, I think Scourge has a lot of support speed. Chrono's already healing up for all the content at the moment. You lose CS potential. You could pop F3 and 4 before resetting for a bit more boon. F3 and 4 before resetting. Oh, yeah, you're right. I've been saving these. F4 is stability. F3 is also CC. I feel like with... Yeah, now, obviously, I'm terrible at this right now. I feel like for right now, I would never have a bunch of clones when I use this, because, like, every time I get enough clones, I'm popping them all for boons. So I'm never going to have, like, oh, I need a CC, so I'm going to hit this. I'll probably have, like, 0 to 1 clones at any time. Spectre also deals constant CC. Just been using the same build on a Golem, but double rifle, 25 mine easy. You can ditch the Scepter easily. RJ says, hey, new here. Been looking around for an MMO or a grindy game that has fun builds. Do you see Guild Wars 2 as an option for new players? Absolutely. Hang on a sec. RJ, if you can spare a few minutes, there is a link there that I just put in the chat that is a video that basically sells this game. If you got a couple minutes, watch that. And I think by the end of that, you would know whether or not this game is right for you. And if you have any questions, come back and ask me. Scepter and Shield is really your tanking set. If you're the off-healer, double rifle might be the play. Thanks, I'll take a look. Awesome. Double Chrono Continuum Shift plus double Signet of Humility feels good. Yeah. Let's see. Use only one charge at a time unless you need it. You probably shouldn't be eating your mantras all the way. Really? Because it's like, if I use all of the charges, it takes 10 seconds to recharge Mantra of Recovery. But if I don't use all the charges, it takes 20 seconds per charge to come back. So it's either every 10 seconds, I use all of them, and then after 10 seconds, I can use them all again, or I wait 20 seconds per individual charge. It seems it's better to use the whole stack. Now, believe me, it feels terrible to be doing this in combat in the air, but it seems like it's better to use them all. I play Heal Chrono a lot. The long cast time to charge them is a lot, but generally unnecessary. Most content doesn't require that same burst of it. Also, my Quickness Heal Harbinger seems to be making it from what I've seen. That sounds so weird. Like, hey, instead of bringing the guy that gives us barriers, let's bring the guy that drinks vodka and cuts his own hit points in half. Okay. But I haven't tried it. It's on the list. It is on the list. Hang on. The flashiness from this gun is distracting me. There we go. The healing crossbow. I will shoot healing crossbow bolts into my teammates, John. Alright. Kind of wish I had that clock shield. I've never made that one. There we go, engineer shield. I love how it's hovering way out there. That's a bug with, or I don't know if it's a bug or not, but it's part of the legendary cloth gloves. They make shields float further away from you. The what? Clock shield. I said that very carefully, you degenerate. Very carefully. I enunciated all the syllables. Spectre Scepter? Let's use Spectre Scepter. Ah, never mind, that's terrible. Let's go back to Calibog. Calibog looks great. Okay. Alright. So respawn. Alright, so we're running in. And and 2, 4, use this. And then there's the first thingy. And do this and this and this. And then there's the second thingy. And doot. And doot. And doot. And recharge this guy. And doot. And doot. I don't know what the doot is. I'm just saying it. Oh, I'm forgetting to use ambushes. I need to, well, not, I'm using ambushes, but I need to be doing the, using some of my endurance. Honestly, this doesn't feel like, I'm keeping the, it slipped down to 20 for a second there. I feel like I'm keeping the might up without having to swap to Scepter Shield at all. It's at 22 now, okay. If I was in a real group, that'd probably be enough, but it is... If I'm not swapping to Scepter Shield at all, it just seems like it does slip on occasion. Come on. I'm forgetting ambushes again. Now, the ambush from the Scepter... I actually don't even know what it does. Hang on just a second. So you remove... Respawn. What's the rifle ambush? It's this thing. Blah! It's a purple flamethrower, and it heals allies and gives some boons. This one, let's see. The ambush for the Scepter does not heal allies at all, looks like. Are you gonna test this out in strikes? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's... that. You vomit pink magic? Yep. The heal thrower? Yes. Mesmer really needs a warhorn, spew out clones of purple light and sparkles. So usually now they added world finisher, now just pop a field and shred gyro, bam, 30 seconds quickness. How much might does rifle offer? This build can do 25 stacks of might. From what I understand, with my 5 minutes of playing this, rifle plus scepter shield, well, anything shield, plus some shatters is 25 might. If you use double rifle and you don't use scepter shield, you have to take mantra of pain to give you 25 might. I will say the rifle feels a lot better for support than the scepter shield does, because the rifle is all about support. The shield has a support skill. The scepter is just kind of there, it feels like. The scepter doesn't really feel like it's supporting. It's just kind of there. But that's with my 5 minutes of gameplay. Let's see. One of the things with holding at least your heal mantra is you should be running the spawn a clone on heal trait, and by spamming the mantra, you're wasting clone spawns. Mesmer only needs war. Let's see. You're getting more clones by spamming it, as it's a quicker cooldown, and you're getting one on charge as well. It has an ICD, doesn't it? Let me see. Here, let's test something. I want to get in combat. All right. So watch our pips here. So I'm gonna draw this, and then boop boop there. So I just got 2 clones back to back by burning 2 charges of this. If there is an ICD, it's a second. I'm trying to find it. Create a clone, use a heal. No cooldown. There's no ICD. So I can just, like, I could do this and then go bing, bing, and then boom, there's 2 more and bing again. So yeah, there's no ICD on making clones with Mantra of Recovery. So you could just slam it 3 times in a row and get 3 clones. You don't have to take Mantra of Pain, you just need to be better at F1 shattering. Okay, let me ask this. For the shattering, I've been just bouncing back and forth with these. I've just been going F1, F2, F1, F2. Like, every time I have 2 or more, I've been going F1, F2, F2, F1, F2, back and forth. Do I need to favor one? Like, do F1, F1, F2? Like 2 and 1 and 2 and 1? As, again, so far, I've just been doing them evenly split. Does the rifle itself have enough might that swapping to a second rifle would offer the extra 4 to 5 might you need to keep my stacks up? Going by what I have read, using 2 rifles with, like, Sigil of Energy or something, you would get more might. You would top off the rest of the might from, like, Mantra of Pain. Again, going by what I've read on Snowcrows, I haven't tested that one. Prots on the F2, more clones is more prot. Doesn't have ICD, good to know. I've been playing it wrong the whole time. F1 is shorter cooldown. You just need to use them more often. Prioritize the F2, but then F1 and F3, but you need to be on top of clone generation. That means dodge on 2 clones to create a 3rd. I will try. I've been saving the, so, do I need to use F3? Vigor was covered, right? I haven't been using the F3 because I was just saving it for CC. And then the F4 is the stability. But yeah, I could pop them both before using Signet of Illusions. Yes, for sure. Can I just stick to PP unload? Yes. The DPS are not expected to think this hard. I want to see Muk doing heal like a Spectre and Vindy. I plan to. I'm waiting for people that are more experienced in those classes to give me some kind of guide or framework to follow. Like right now, I'm using the framework that the people at Snowcrows put together because I didn't even know the build for this. So I needed something to start with. Well, I could put Muk playing Guild Wars 2 on Friday. Saturday as well, depending on your time zone. Yes. Okay. Let's try this out. This is gonna be terrible. All right, let's see. Wizard's Tower. Check out Surma on YouTube. The guy's stupid good with heal builds. Okay. The advantages it has over Chrono is more healing. You don't need a target to give Alacrity. It can be out of combat. You don't need a target to give Alacrity. What? Oh, because you can just dodge and then do it? Okay, here's the thing, though. When you enter combat in any major fight in the game, all your boons are stripped. So for any fight where it matters, you lose your boons the moment you enter combat. I mean, I guess fractals. But for strikes and raids, you get boon stripped the moment you enter combat. That's not true? How is that not true? I mean, like... I mean, I guess like World v World or something? I don't know that you take this in a World v World. Times where the target disappears, though, you can still get boons when the chrono can't. Okay, well, that's not out of combat. That's not out of combat. That's just being able to do it without a target. Okay, I see what you're getting at now. Sorry, when you said out of combat, then I fixated on that, and I'm like, why would you want to do that? You're talking about when like the boss goes invulnerable or something. Okay, I get you now. I follow what you were trying to say. I got it. Let's see. That's why you dodge a lot as well as ambushes. You could, if you're generating clones efficiently, be waiting on F1, F2, F3 to come off cooldown shatter more often. I'm back. My only question so far, maybe I missed it. Can you make one character and do any build? Or is it like WoW Lost Ark, we need 10 characters? So RJ, since the time, it might have been since that video was made, there's these things up here called build templates, okay? So to give you an example on the character I'm on right now, I'm logged into a Mesmer currently. A Mesmer can be a Virtuoso, a Mirage, a Chronomancer, or just stay a Mesmer, okay? So I can have a build template for a Mirage, and then I can have another build template that's a Virtuoso. And so all I have to do is this to swap builds. Over here, this is your equipment, and these are equipment templates. Same idea. So you can have a hotkey that just changes you to your second equipment template and your second build template and be a completely different Mesmer as long as you're out of combat. To give you an extreme case, if you're playing a Ranger, a Druid is often a healer. A Soul Beast is often bash their head in. So if if as long as you're out of combat, you could swap from being a healer to being a DPS. You just, I think everybody gets 2 templates for every character, but you can get more in the gem store by spending either money or in-game gold. Can confirm Mace Soul Base is fun. The maces are very fun on Ranger, yes. Okay, let's try this out. I am going to... starting character is important. Yeah, so every single base class in the game has 3 elite specializations. So a warrior can become a berserker, a bladesworn, or a spellbreaker. Those all play a little different. They're all different flavors of warrior. So one warrior character can be any of those 3 things. But if you wanted to then play a ranger, that's a whole different character, right? That's a different base class. Okay, so chat, at this point, I understand the basics of the basics, right? Not saying I'm great. I understand the basics, and I'd like to try it out. If anyone would like to join me, I'm on NA. I am going to try the daily strike missions, which I am very familiar with the fight, so I can focus most of my brain power on trying to play the character. So if you would like to join me, I'm in the Wizard's Tower. There's the squad join command in the chat, and let's give it a shot. Let's see. How hard is it to get the Catmander tag? It's not that difficult. The main thing is gold, right? Isn't it like 100 or 200 gold to get Catmander? I got it like 5 years ago. Play staff rifle. It offers way more boons and clones. I need more than that. If you're gonna say staff rifle, I need like a build to copy. What stats do you put on the staff? What sigils are you using on it? What's the rotation? I'm new enough at Mesmer. I need more information than just that sentence. Let's move me down here. And I'm guessing after I zone in, I'm gonna have to hit these things again. Let's see. Avatar says, I'll be quick DPS. Okay, well, I'm trying Alac heals, so I'll put you with me. Let's see. Is anyone else in this... let's see. Is anyone else boons? Is anyone else boons? Great sentence. Good job, me. Time Scales says, can Alac heal? Okay. Where is that person? I don't see them in the group. Indus Robot. Arca. That's so weird. It says time scales in the chat, and then up here it says Indus Robot Arca. Okay, whatever. Let's see. All right, so I need another quick DPS. Nathara says I can do quick DPS. Again, oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Everyone still in group 1, please do pure DPS. Okay, let's do that, and let's see what the dailies are. Daily Strike. Cosmic Observatory. Oh, we're gonna fight Shrek. Okay. Now this is a fight I'd bring feedback on. Because she casts Mini Bullet. You might be bugged, my account name shows something else here as well. I don't know. Alright, so this fight, I don't recall it having lots of conditions. So I'm going to take Mantra of Resolve off and put feedback on the bar. That's what I think I need to do here. And then I need to charge these two things. Alright. Okay. And then put some of these in here. And do. Come on. Come on, a little bit of lag there. Okay, alright, I think we're good. Can we see uptime instead of damage? I would be happy to show you that. I don't know if I have that set up. Hold on a sec. Is that easy to set up in like 5 seconds? If you could talk me through it really quickly, I'll do it.
Keep them away.
I used to have it set up, but a Arc DPS update long ago broke it, and I never fixed it. Self-stats under other windows. No, that's just damage and healing output. Buffs 1, 2. Okay, like that? Okay, hold on a sec. Sorry to my group. Give me just a second here. Fury, Might, Quickness, Alacrity. Wait, what? Okay. Prot, Regen, Ability, Swat. Wait, no. Hold on. You can only have one or the other?
Get away from me.
That's kind of annoying. Protection is 717. Can I add that to this? And regen is 718. Stability, don't care. Swiftness is 719. Oh my god. Vigor 726. I feel like I'm back in tech support right now trying to get this thing set up. Okay. Alright. I think... Wait, no, this isn't even uptime, is it? This is just number of applications. I don't think this is uptime.
Get away from me.
It's uptime percentage. So right now I'm at 669 percentage. I don't think that... Yeah, I'll leave it up for now. I don't think this is what you think it is. Alright. Alright. Let's try this out. Okay, everybody exploded there. I did remember to do the feedback. Oh, wow, this is fragile. Red circle to my right barely touched me and it one-shot me. Okay, feedback cooldown is too long and cannot get her every single time she uses her thing. Oh my god, this is so weird not actually having a dodge roll. I tried to dodge out of something, and my class is like, nah, I'd rather just stay in it. Alright, I did feedback on that one. Alright, going back in to try to res. Can feedback that one. Okay, so it's not always on cooldown for each one. So there are times where I can do both back to back. I need to remember to use my endurance more. I recognize that I'm not doing it enough. Trying to help revive the downstate guy and move out of this. Using the barrier, using Signa the Moa and my F3. Okay, good. I remembered my CC buttons. I'm sure an experienced Mesmer could have gotten more CC out of that moment, but I'm just glad I remembered what keys they were.
No! Get away.
Whoa, 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 major lag spike there. Okay, whoever had that green arrow had a serious case of the wiggles. What was that? Wow. Wow. Okay, we're gonna wipe on the ogre.
If you don't stun her, we have no other options.
Full to dead? Yeah, you guys stood in the blender. Alright, feedback that. Noxxi, when we make the video guide for how I try this, maybe don't include the wipe, because people will think it's my fault that they did this. It's gonna make me look bad.
Include the wipe, it's all wires Mook's fault.
Oh my god.
Gather as many of those as you can. If you don't send her, we have no other options.
How many... Oh my god. I don't know if we have... Alright, this is gonna hurt. I was gonna say, how many DPS do we have alive? And I think we have 1. I don't know if it would be faster to start this fight over from the beginning with 10, or to try to continue with what we have now. I'm not sure what would be more quick. I'll say this, I feel like I'm doing hardly any damage right now. I'm doing like 2k. And I'm in Harrier's gear, which is the fragile gear. I feel like I should swap to Giver's or something, so I'm at least really hard to kill. I'm getting almost one-shot by all these AoE attacks. Alright. Let's GG. This is taking too long.
Gather as many of those as you can.
Hey! I completed an event, apparently. Mug, press I on the buffs table, you'll see the uptime percentage.
Keep them away.
So I'm giving 103% alacrity, 255% regeneration, and 4,274% might. Also, everyone's providing alacrity. No, this is probably uptime on them, I guess. I don't think it reads like that. So Arca has 336% regen on herself. What? Okay, whatever. Alright, look, I know I'm keeping boons up. I'm just closing it up. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh god, I forgot I have to redraw the Etch-a-Sketch in the air. No!
You chose this.
I was slow on that feedback because I was trying to get back close enough again. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I feel like I should change to like Giver's Gear or something. Since I'm not really doing much damage anyway, so I feel like I might as well just, you know, be harder to kill. Oh. Don't look at me. Don't look at me! My freaking my freaking mouse snapped. My shame for all the world to see.
Gather as many of those as you can.
The graphic on the ambush for the rifle looks so similar to the green blarg skill on the elixir gun. I feel like it's supposed to cure conditions, but it doesn't, and that kind of throws me off a little bit.
Please.
You chose this.
I will say, feedback is a fun skill on fights that allow you to use it. Turning all those shots back against the target, like, it's a brain makes the happy juice button.
Alchemy! Stucker, or we're done!
Ooh, that was some nice CC from the group. I started casting Moa Signet, and she got interrupted before the cast finished. Nice. Okay. Alright. Arborstone. Let's see. I gotta say, how do. Oh, wait. There it is. Okay. If you place it correctly. True. Yep. Place the feedback bubble correctly 9 times, no one remembers. Throw it into another zip code 1 time, you'll never hear the end of it. Let's see, what is the daily strikes? Etherblade. Meh. Time to speed home so I can chat on not a phone. Charmon! Do not be typing in my chat while you are driving. You drive safe, Mr. or Miss. Thought it was important to give feedback. Finger guns. Nah. Blue, where is Muck's big baggies at? You know, I actually had a comment today on the bigger baggies video. Oh, these? My baggies? Alex says, did you know that the opposite of a sugar daddy is an insulin pimp? No. No, I did not. I was thinking the opposite of a dad would be a mom? Or son? But, okay. Today I learned. Oh, hold on, I gotta draw my pretty... Wait, do I need feedback on this one? I think I bring the Condi cleanse on this one. Oh, let me draw pretty pictures here. All right. But yeah, to who is it? Rujani? I think it really is important that you use all the charges of Mantra of Recovery, because that means you get 3 clicks of this every 10 seconds. Well, with the cast time, it's like every 13 seconds. But still, that's 3 times you heal and Condi cleanse the party every, like, let's say 13 seconds if you use all the charges. Plus, that gives 3 clones during that period of time as well. It definitely feels like the way that that's meant to be used in this regard.
Wow. You just brought everyone, huh? We should finish this now. Spend a few years in the mist. You meet the most fascinating people.
Ah, where's she at? There she is. Disorientation!
I need more. Please.
So this is one of those moments where the boss is in vuln, there's nothing we can hit, but we can still, you know, keep Alac on the group if we're paying attention here. That they were talking about earlier. Say Moa Signet. Boom. Over here. That was close. I was doing mesmer things at the last second. I'm like, oh, I need to do the mechanic. And there was 8 people following me. Like, don't follow me. I'm doing mesmer things. I don't know what year it is. I'm just playing Subway Surfers on the bottom bar. Oh, that hurt. Block? Yeah, that works.
How did you?
here-ish.
We should finish this now. How did you...
Nice. GG! Nice, nice, nice. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad. Think I did everything involved in my gerb. Eye of the North. Let's see. Do I have a teleporter for Eye of the North in here? Yes. Okay. Dumb question, but I thought healers reviving a downside player is a big no-no since they can't heal others. Everyone else has res, not the healers. Claire, that is the ideal situation. In the moment that I started helping the others, I felt like it was safe enough, so I just went over there and did it. But yeah, if you're in like spicy content that feels challenging for, you know, whatever your skill level is, then yes, usually if the healer stops healing to start reviving, then the heals stop, and then there's a chance of more people going down. Whereas if other people, if the DPS revive, then the healer can keep healing and prevent more from dropping, unless there's some really important thing the DPS are trying to accomplish at that moment in time. So, it depends, but you know, this isn't too crazy, so.
Make it quick.
They do this. Let's see, notes so far. Gotta remember to mantra at start. Various utilities.
Commander, heard you're headed back into the pass. I'll be right there.
Use endurance and abilities and shatters.
Be careful up there. Conditions have
Hey,
gotten
look,
worse
it's
since
the tree
Vanguard
of
left.
birds.
We'll
How
have to
are you?
find another way out.
Ample CC. I just obtained Wayfarer's Hinge at Guild Wars 2. Nice, grunts. Nice, nice, nice.
This storm isn't normal.
I gotta say, the actual gameplay of Mesmer healing others with a rifle, the gameplay is kind of fun. The rifle's got a decently good kit, right? I think the graphic of a guy in a purple cloth robe with a gun looks pretty stupid. It makes me think of Engineer with a short bow. Like, it just, I don't know, it just seems pretty dumb. It kind of reminds me of the I might be out of mana, but I ain't out of options meme. Like, I would much rather see the character with a staff or something, just visually.
You heard it too, Cree. I should be there.
You're being a distraction.
Just waiting on Zivy to teleport up here. Zivy! iNet is down. Alright. I guess we'll just 9-man then. Alright. Alright, stability. Sorry, I didn't give you stab there because I didn't expect you to stand on that. Stability again. Nice. Okay.
Sounds like
Yeah,
that.
mantra of concentration's not bad. The fact that, like, with a 15-second cast, that you can then use it twice back to back. Like, that's way better than, like, what is it? Glyph of, is it Unity? The druid option for one stack of stab on their party. Like, this is way better than that. Mirage can heal. It just recently... Here, chat, let me ask you this. What was the change, specifically, that made this so much better than it was? Like, in the recent patch? You know, as I'm not a Mesmer main. What was the specific change? Alac available with any weapon. And it was just staff before? Let's see, I'd like to join a strike. Bears. Correct. Okay, gotcha. Alright. Okay. Does Alac somehow grant healing now? Well, the rifle already... It already had a way to heal teammates a lot. Like, you could use a mantra, and then you could take a trait where every time you use a mantra, you do a ton of healing to your teammates. And then rifle is all about support and healing. Like, it already had the ability to heal. But people don't really want healers that don't also provide those very important buffs. Okay, I'm dropping Maverick. They said that they're... Wait, what? I can't. Oh, there we go. There's room for one for just Icebrood Saga Strikes if anybody in chat wants to join in, but if we have to 9-man, we can finish with 9. Hello, Monk. Hi, Gonvo. What resolution do you run? 1920 by 1080? Oh, I gotta draw the pictures, I forgot. Honestly, Connie Cleanse or feedback are not going to help on this fight. I wonder if I should swap it for something else entirely, but no time to look it up right now.
All will be preserved, dreamer.
Alright, so I gave my group stab there because he was doing the knockdown. And stab again.
Ride the arrows, my claw.
Small mistake there, I just wasted a clone. Did not mean to do that. Okay, I actually did get to use the Condi Cleanse thing. There was a bunch of teammates that were immobilized. That's not too bad, that's not too bad. Definitely getting a much better muscle memory for this just over the last couple of runs. I would say this is quickly, like, in terms of my own skill, this is very quickly becoming, like, yeah, I could do this. I don't know that it's going to take my place as, like, a favorite or anything like that. But this is very quickly becoming, like, okay, yeah, I could see how this works. Frenier. Do we know so far if there's any reason why this would outperform Chrono Heal? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. What's your favorite? It depends. Like, you know, Mechanist and Scourge are awesome because in addition to Alacrity, they also spam Barrier on the party. So it's kind of like your party has 50% more maximum health, which is insane. And this doesn't do that. This has one little tiny drop of barrier that they can do on a long cooldown. It's kind of like an emergency button. So, you know, and it's like 5 seconds of barrier with a 20-second cooldown. Oh, we just had somebody join. Put them there.
I can see you've
So, you know, this gives up on the barrier. And what I was told from others is if I take this trait, which allows me to kind of battle res people, I give up a huge source of my healing. Whereas Druid can take many different revived skills, Allies Aid, Search and Rescue, Glyph of the Stars, and not give up much healing. So, you know, that's the thing. The stability on this is much better. It's like this one button gives me, you know, stability on 3 separate, you know, times. And we've also got this right here. So there's more access to stability on this class than the Druid or the Scourge example. Or Mechanist. Any of them have way less stability than this class does. However, I would say Well of Precog is just so damn fun, and that's chrono only. Okay. Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Dream with me.
No, I was staring at the Subway Surfers.
It's time to sleep beneath the stars.
Actually used up all my... Now, see, usually there, if someone's standing in that, I'll just let them get knocked away, because my other classes that I main do not have enough stability to keep, you know, giving them stab every time he starts to do the boop there. However, this time I do. So, I was able to just keep stabbing them every time they stood in the stupid thing. That's something Druid and Scourge and Mech can't do. It just doesn't have enough. Ah, crap. I was playing Subway Surfers again. Let them get knocked back. Well, the thing is, he does that knockback like every 10 seconds if you just stand in the wrong spot. So if they're just really determined to get knocked back, that's on them. Druid, Scourge, and Mech cannot do a stability every 10 seconds. Like, Mech has one stability with Crisis Zone, and it's like a 30-something second cooldown. So it doesn't have a choice there. Scourge does have enough stab. If they camp staff, yeah, with the new change to staff transfusion, yeah, staff 5 is, what is it, a 16-second cooldown on staff 5? So if you did staff 5, and then on the next one you did Trail of Anguish, and then on the next one you did staff 5 again, you could easily do 3 in a row. I don't know about 4 in a row. But also, you would need to be in staff when that moment happens. And Scourge has to weapon swap almost on cooldown to keep up boons. So you're in staff like 50% of the time. That's something else to... Now, I mean, this is a really minor thing to be bickering about, but yeah, it's something else to keep in mind. Let's see... Whisper? Where's Whisper? There it is. What happened to the minimap? Why is it on the bottom right? You can move it. Hang on. Okay, if there's any new blood in the chat, you see this right here? You can grab this and you can move this. So if you there's not a lot of options, but you can pick which of the 2 right corners you want that on. Whatever works for you. Do you think they're going to announce Guild Wars 3 in July? Guild Wars 3? If they're actually making a Guild Wars 3, I don't know when they're going to announce it. I will say, think about most games when you hear them, like, say, oh, this game is coming out, and then it's like another 5 years before you get to play it, right? So if they do announce it, I'm going to be hyped, but it'll probably be still really far away. Oh, hold on, I got to draw my pictures. I mean, like, Star Citizen, that was announced like 10 years ago. That's still not out. Despite how much money they take from people. Can I? Oh, no, that's not blockable. That didn't work. New Elder Scrolls was announced 10 years ago. Yep. Oh, oof, this class is terrible, this. Someone get me out of here. Oh my god, he interrupted the— no! So many interrupts. Neolard, hello! I see your question. Give me a minute to finish this fight, and I'll read it. I'll read that block of text after. I forgot about that knockback. I should have had stability up there. Okay.
You chose this.
Alright. Bone Skinner. Alright, Neo says, hey, I'm trying to get into Guild Wars 2 coming from WoW. How difficult are dungeons? Is there any content like that? I really don't know anything about it. Like, overall compared to WoW, is this game any hard at all? I usually don't care about lore and PvP, but I do like PvE endgame content like dungeons. What's up, Neolard? Okay, so Neolard, in this game, there are dungeons. To my squad group, if you'll give me just a second to answer this question. All right, there are dungeons, okay? Dungeons range from early levels to endgame levels, but are mostly story-driven, with some exceptions, and are not run as often anymore because Fractals. Fractals, this system was the inspiration behind WoW's Mythic Plus. Okay? This is what WoW copied when they made Mythic Pluses. So Fractals are also 5-man content with over 100 levels of difficulty, with different modifiers that change each day. Okay, so fractals, like, if you join a group that's going to do fractals, there will be different ones that are daily, and they might have different things, like, there might be enemies explode today, or enemies get buffs every time you hit them, or social awkwardness, which is you and your allies can push each other around. You got to be careful of that. There's like, 30 different modifiers, and somewhere, like, there will be 3 active each day. And then they have very high payout. There's very, very high income for what you're doing. And the last 5 fractals, like 95 through 100, I think, have challenge modes, which is a huge boost to the risk and also the reward. So I don't know how high Mythic Pluses go in WoW these days, so it's not going to be like, Mythic Plus 150 or something like that. But it does scale pretty high with a good challenge. I'm back now. I can emote spam. Hi, Charmon. I hope you drove safe. There's one that makes you puke. Yes, there is. Nowadays, Mythic Plus goes up to 20, but not everyone can do those. Gotcha. What are strike missions? Strike missions are what I'm doing right now. Strikes are 10-man content that is very puggable, and it's kind of like a raid boss, but they're a little simpler. So it's like you can just go in there, there's no trash mob, and it's just like go in, buff up, fight boss, win or lose, get out. I've been told that one of the Final Fantasies has something very similar to the strike system, but I can't recall what it is. Someone will tell me in a sec. Why did fractals replace dungeons? They take less time, and they pay more money. So the community does them more. It's pretty much that simple. People still do dungeons from time to time, but fractals became the thing that the endgame mostly does. All right. Oh, I need to draw my pictures. Yeah. Actually, should I? Do I need stability for this? I don't think I do. I think I bring feedback for this. Okay. All right. Okay.
Quiet. This will end quickly. How about you?
Oh, get out of that. Oh no, they stood in it. He's gonna charge, and all the DPS stand in it. Some things never change. Feedback. Yeah, I feel like I cannot put the rifle away and get the scepter shield out because I need the healing from the rifle right now so badly. Like, I feel like people will start falling if I do. But this absolutely, dude, 9,200 HPS, and I'm new. I was definitely not playing this to the maximum potential of this build. And I was doing over 9,000 healing per second on my group. That's really nice. Like, it just in terms of just numbers. Like, not utility, in just terms of numbers. That's exceptional. And again, I'm playing it as a newbie to this build. It's probably much better than this. All right. I nearly hit 40k DPS. Nice. All right. Let's see. Oh my god, I cannot type. Squad. GG all. Thank you. Okay. All right. Leave instance. So I'm gonna add that as a note too. Huge healing output. Over 9,000. Looking for something challenging as well, because WoW can get pretty difficult if people don't do mechanics and stuff. Yeah, Neo, if you're interested, hang on a second. I'm gonna send you a link here. All right, I just put a link in the chat, which is a bunch of guides I have made. Okay, these are fractal guides. This is a video I made a few years ago that at the time it explains every one of the fractals in like a minute or two each. Later on they added more, which is why these each have standalone videos. But like this one's not too bad. Shattered Observatory, in terms of number of mechanics, this one's got, hang on a second. Let me see if I can impress you with this. All right. Shattered Observatory, the final boss. Hang on. Why is it not playing anything? Oh, the tab is muted. That's why.
Challenge mode. As
All right. Eric.
Assign one person minimum to killing the anomalies. If you have a Scourge, they can kill them with Epidemic from the boss. Start the fight, look away from the eye above his head almost immediately. Kill the anomaly, one person gets a bomb, stand in the bubble. He will put a red cone on someone. Wait till it is about to fire, then dodge it. Whenever you see the red ball floating above his head, get ready to use your special action key to move. When the orb vanishes, it will fire at all players. You want to use your special action to be evading when it hits you so it doesn't spawn the pain puddle. The puddles hurt a lot. If you do spawn one, try to quickly get out of it. At 80%, he will go invulnerable and spawn 4 orbs, one on each side of the room. Get a little to the left of them and hit them to push them to the right into the pillar. If you don't, they will attach to someone and pursue them. You can lead them to a pillar if you have to. When all 4 pillars are down, the boss stops what he was doing and now has a break bar. Interrupt him quickly. Your special action key is also an interrupt for this fight. Anomaly spawns, kill it to make a bubble for the bomb person. If you get a green circle at any point, try to